Start now. Warm welcome to our masters, Brother Jo Huang, Hualien Dharma team, and brothers and sisters around the globe to Saturday Hualien Dharma Talk. A very good morning. Let us start the session for today. Recently, disasters have happened so rampantly one after another due to the great imbalance of four elements. Now with COVID-19 pandemic around the world, Master have great concern and earnestly urge everyone to repent and adopt vegetarian meal to protect life and cultivate our great love to living beings and for the goodness of society and the world. Now let us send our sincere prayers into the 10 directions. May the Sahara land be free from disaster and peace prevails in the world. Let us sing the prayer song with sincere piousness.
In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. All my heart is filled with sincere prayer. From all corners of the world, let us join our hearts and pray for a world of harmony and peace. From my heart, I pray. May we join our hands, our hearts as one. Spread the seeds of great love, nurture wisdom evermore. Let us fill the world with hope. In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. May all the Buddhas know my prayer. All united with one heart, let us end our hate with love. May there be no suffering hereafter.
May all minds be purified. May there be peace in the community. May there be no disasters in the world. Now let us together pray for universal love and blessing. With loving respect, gratitude, and confidence, let us wish every person in our lives a healthy body, an enlightened mind, and a total fulfillment in universal love. Now let us expand this consciousness to include every person in the world, every being in the universe. Let our unified love make this wonderful world even better. Let us all immerse ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Before we hear to the wonderful sharing, Let us invite our masters to let us in paying homage to the Triple Gems. Let us pay our respects for these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen by making 3 sincere bows. Please rise, palms together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. And a bow to our beloved Abbot Masters who could join us today. Okay, today we have 2 sharers, Brother Ssu-Kuan and Brother David Liu. Yeah, so before we start the sharing, let us invite Sister Su Ching for the weekly summary. The Sister Su Ching, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, one of those mornings. Okay, last week we had Brother Johnson, and Brother Johnson spoke of his journey from Australia to Mozambique. With so many projects in Tzu Chi, there was little time to be homesick. On one fateful visit to Taiwan, when Cyclone Idai struck southern Africa, creating mayhem in its wake and reported devastating data. 5 million people displaced and 500 schools were wiped out. Tzu Chi volunteers arranged themselves, gathering resources all about. 10,000 kilometers away from Taiwan, help was coming across the seas. As Master asked everyone to make haste, but go with wisdom and dissipate aid efficiently. On the ground, a lot of work became more challenging as infrastructure was obliterated. Notwithstanding, volunteers gathered in masses from African and other countries, fully motivated. Brother Dino and Sister Dailing had already done ground intelligence, which was a good base. Distribution of rice, food, hygiene, and even agro kits were distributed with Tzu Chi grace. So many wonderful stories of hope and faith spun out of this experience. People coming together, both giving and receiving, in the spirit of unity and resilience. Then we had Brother Timmy. Brother Timmy summarized the events from the Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction, which was delayed for 2 years and recently held in Brisbane, Australia, with much attention. Participants from 40 countries came to share their knowledge and learn from one another so that everyone can be better prepared when faced with natural disasters. Data is important to understand, plan, and prepare, so the sharing of numbers was necessary for all to take note whilst over there. In 2022, 59 million people were displaced in Asia Pacific, which totaled $500 million in disasters and related costs, to be specific. However, just $1 invested in risk reduction and prevention can save up to $15 in post-disaster recovery. $1 spent on resilient infrastructure is $4 saved on reconstruction after a disaster statistically. He shared about countries displaying their keen expertise in dealing with disasters. He saw construction of typhoon and flooding-ready houses to sophisticated weather forecasters. The Koreans have taken this resilience approach to classrooms, having children and teachers learn in fun, engaging ways to react in the event of a catastrophic bloom. The icing on the cake was that Tzu Chi got a lot of acknowledgement of people who have worked or known Tzu Chi before in other engagements. Our gray and dark blue uniforms identify the foundation very easily, and people flocked to our participants to express their good memories very happily. That was a summary of last week. Give me a sec, let me stop share. I'll pass over to Sister Su Ching to introduce the next speaker. Helen, thank you.
Cảm ơn Sister Su Ching and cảm ơn to Sister Lily for the wonderful start, and also cảm ơn to Sister Effie for standing by at YouTube with the hosting. Cảm ơn Good morning, 敬爱的上人, board masters, brothers and sisters on board. Very good morning to everyone. We are most grateful to meet again this Saturday. Then this morning, wisdom at dawn that we have followed about the deep roots of compassion and wisdom. We heard about the Tathagata's enlightenments is wondrous, perfect, and radiant. Our nature of the true suchness is pure. This essence of all truth is inherently tranquil and free from all appearances. So we are most grateful to be benefited with Buddha's great teachings and master's guidance. And today, Tzu volunteers, led by Sangren, to be able to return to Buddha's homeland again, to serve the masses and transform the masses, such is much cherished. Today, we are also much humbled and delighted to have with us our brother who you used to call Brother Ssu-Kuan. Of course, Brother Ssu-Kuan is a pure practitioner now, and the Buddhist name given by masters is Ssu-Kuan. We are most grateful to Brother Ssu-Kuan for benefiting us with the topic of returning to the Buddha's homelands with Buddha's hearts and master's mission. Okay, without much ado, over to you, Brother Ssu-Kuan. We look forward to your sharing.
Very good morning to all. Okay, let me just share my screen first. By the way, can you listen? Is my sound voice clear?
Very clear.
Okay, good. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Very good, very clear. Yeah,
yeah. Okay, very wonderful, and very glad to share with you some updates about our works in Nepal, and also what I learned when doing the Nepal project. Okay, so I started working on the Nepal project since December 2020. It's almost 2 years now, and I used to think in this way, saying, well, I know Lumbini is very poor, so let's see what I can do to help this birthplace of Buddha. Then until the month of May this year, when I heard Master say, how can we bear seeing our own homeland in such state of poverty? Then Master further said that the Buddha's homeland is the homeland of our wisdom life. Just like our hometown, we naturally will do our best to make our hometown a better place. And so I realized that there is a huge gap, a huge distance between Master and myself, even though I'm serving in the abode. I only see Lumbini as the birthplace of the Buddha, whereas Master see Lumbini as her own homeland. So this makes me have a deeper understanding of the 4 words for Xin Si which we got during our commissioner and Zicheng certification ceremony. So the 4 words for Xin Si means taking Buddha's heart as our own and taking Master's mission as our own. So it's not only about the Buddha spirit of compassion and wisdom. We as the Jingsi disciples should also put ourselves in Buddha's shoes, think from the Buddha's perspective, just like how Shangren does. It's very moving to see how Shangren, right? Even though the Buddha entered Nirvana 2,500 years ago, Shangren can still be so close to the Buddha. She can treat Buddha's homeland as her own homeland. So due to this very deep connection with the Buddha's homeland, which we should see as our homeland now. So Master keep reminding us we got to take this task very, very seriously. First, we need to be very clear about Buddha's footprints. Master say, the geography, the location, the distances between the location, and Buddha's ages at the various places. And we also need to compile all this information, not only because we want to know more about this place and see how we can help, but also to restore the true, real history of the Buddha, of the Buddhism. Sharon says we should compile all this information into a textbook so that everyone can know Buddha's life very clearly too. Then only can we relate better with the teachings and the stories recorded in the sutras, and know that the Buddha's life, the path taken by the Buddha, is a real path that is practicable in this world. So we in the circle or environment of Buddhism might not see the significance of this information, because it's very natural for us to see Buddha as a true historical figure, but this might not be true for many other people. They think Buddha is only a legendary god due to the influence of contemporary culture. So Master carry with her this mission for Buddhism. We should let more people know that the Buddha path is a very real path that work for the betterment of humanity. And Buddha, he himself is a true historical figure. Hence, we come out with many different versions of map to present the Buddha's footprints, like Lumbini, Bodh Gaya, Rajgir. We try to fit in all the information, but very difficult. Remember all the information, including the distance, the age of Buddha at the different places. Yeah, but it's not easy to compile all this information into one page. Like this, it is not easy to distinguish between Nepal, India, and China, right? Then in this map, we can see the three countries very clearly, but we can't see the distance between the location. If we put in all the location, then it will be like too crowded. So we improved to this map, and Master asked, how long, after looking at this map, right? Master asked, how long did it take for Buddha to walk from Kapilvastu to Rajgir? Yeah. And then Master also asked, how long did it take for Buddha to walk from Rajgir to Bodh Gaya and to Sarnath? So yeah, we have to put in all this information, the duration of the path taken by Buddha. Then we come up with this version of map that shows the duration, but all the above, I mean the map that I have shown so far are two-dimensional map. So if you want a three-dimensional map with a more realistic feel, we have this version. And then Master asked, where was the ancient kingdoms during Buddha's era? So we come up with this version showing the big kingdom of Magadha, Kosala, which is often mentioned in the sutra or the stories about Buddha. And our colleagues from other departments also try to do their version of map. So everyone is getting very serious about Buddha's homeland. And Yao Renlu Sibo, from our humanistic culture mission, he even goes so far as to study the latitude of the Buddha's homeland and found out that Bodh Gaya is at the same latitude with our Jingsi abode. So such is the close affinity of Tzu and Buddha's homeland. Besides being serious about the historical and geographical information of Buddha's footprints, Master also teaches us to look seriously into the details of the environment. For example, this shot taken in Rajgir, at that time, we want to let Master see the daily life in Rajgir. When everyone see this boy with big belly, we only feel sorry for this boy and nothing else. But Master immediately say, please find out where this boy is staying and let's see how we can help him. Master has mentioned this case many times. I think everyone is quite familiar with this, right? Especially the process of finding this boy is not easy at all. And we managed to find him. So we bring him to hospital for treatment. And this is after treatment, after the fluid has been removed. It was quite shocking to see at first, but it was because the organs have been compressed for a long time, so they need some time to return to the normal state. And because of Shangren's attention to detail, Shangren's taking matters very seriously, so this boy see the hope of his future. Another example of master being very serious is this photo. I remember very clearly. So this photo was taken in 2019 when we planned for the expansion of a free clinic in Lumbini. So guess what details master see in this photo? We might see the patients queuing to see doctor, but Sharon asked, are these potato leaf? You see the one circle in red. So master asked, are these potato leaves? You know, a kind of vegetable. Such is the attention that Sharon paid when viewing photo or video. So Sharon was thinking about the people's livelihood there when when she saw this photo. Yeah, when she examined this photo. So Sharon is such a great enlightened one. In Chinese, we have this phrase "一叶一菩提," which translates to one leaf, one body in English. It means there are dharma or great wisdom in even a piece of leaf and everywhere. But I've never thought that this phrase can be put into practice in such way as when master examined the leaf in the photo just now. Even the leaf, she can think of many things, right? Yeah. So master's dedication to Buddha's homeland is echoed by the Malaysia Tzu Chi volunteers. So when the border of Malaysia and Nepal is completely reopened in May this year, they seized the opportunity to go to Nepal. And this is later followed by Singapore team as well. Since then till now, almost 6 months have passed. So the Singapore and Malaysia team have gone there 5 times. So they come to the Lumbini Cultural Municipality, which has about 10,000 households and 80,000 residents in an area of about 100 kilometers square. So in this place, they take master's words very seriously. Being master's eyes, ears, hands, and foot, they take photo or video of the life and the environment there and send back to us so that master and everyone can see Buddha's homeland very clearly. At the same time, they also provide assistance to our charity care recipients and work on our charity projects, which I will share later. So these are some of the photos which I think most of us have seen in master's teachings. Very traditional village houses with cow dung on the wall to be used as fuel for cooking or for lighting. So it's like this place has stopped developing since 2,500 years ago. Till now, there are still 40% of households without electricity. So this is a straw hut using tent thatch as the roof. And this kind of houses are still common in Lumbini. In fact, the whole Buddha homeland from Kapilvastu, Bodh Gaya, Rajgir, Sravasti are still very underdeveloped. Next, we see their agriculture as taken in July. They are still using very antiquated method, using laborious way of sowing the paddy, no machine to increase efficiency. The agriculture there are also very much exposed to the risk of climate change. Like in this picture taken in August, there was a long drought and the paddy field was dried up, but the farmers can do nothing because they don't have modern irrigation system. Then we see this rather heartbreaking scene. The hotels and shops opposite to the Lumbini garden dispose their garbage in this garden. Because the municipality office, the municipal government lacked the fund to manage the solid waste. So the Lumbini garden is the birthplace of Buddha. It is a world cultural heritage site, yet the people don't seem to realize its significance. Isn't this just like the poor guy in the Lotus Sutra's parable of the jewel in the rock? So just like these children in Kapilwastu, they imitate Buddha's meditation posture, but it's for begging. They beg money from the tourists. But very sadly, here only the form of Buddhism is left. The spirit and teaching of the Buddha is lost, almost completely lost. So the children didn't realize the invaluable Buddha nature within themselves. And we move on to see the schools in Lumbini area, most of which lack resources. But good thing is we can see those children that manage to go to school are working hard in their study. Just like this picture, the students study very attentively even though they have to squat on the corridor during class. Why do they squat on the corridor? Because they don't have enough space. Their classroom are used as dormitory. So the corridor outside is used as classroom. But in Lumbini, this is considered a good study environment. We see this video where the children study around.
看到这些学生都在草地上上课。这来老师教师的情况。
Yeah, so now we see the students study under the tree with the books around them and classroom. So in the morning before the class, there was a rain, so the ground was wet and we can see the umbrella. But the students still sit on the ground during their class, read aloud along with their teacher. Then we see their classroom, very simple, no door, no window, only some opening for ventilation. And we see on this whiteboard, it says Microsoft Paint, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. So I was very curious to find this software written on the whiteboard. I was thinking a computer class in such place? No way. And we found that they actually have bought 2 laptops. Just that the school has no electricity supply yet, so they can only learn the theory. So seeing all this, Master lamented that our works in Buddha's homeland is still a long, long way to go. How much can we help? By saying this, Master means that how much transformation can Master witness in her lifetime? What we can do now in the short term is like quenching the thirst a little bit only for someone severely parched and starved. So Master said we really need the power of the team of many people together. Only then we would be able to transform the deep-rooted poverty of more than 2,000 years. So these are the few words that Master frequently mentioned in her teaching. Master even used hand gesture to visualize the words so that we can remember well. Like this, 众, the first one on the upper left, meaning crowd or team. In the simplified version, it shows 3 people, meaning many people. And then on the upper right corner, we see this word 协, means concerted effort. It has 3 strengths, meaning the strengths of many people coming together. And then 和心 means united at heart. So Shanghai gesture is like this, 和, then sin. Yeah. So in fact, this is not only important for Nepal, but also for Tzu Chi worldwide. Only with unity and combine our efforts on the Bodhisattva path can we transform this world into a better place. So just like this photo, we all know this boy. Shangren has mentioned many times. In this photo, Shangren said 3 people holding up the boy and he is able to stand and walk. So we lend some strength to Lumbini, and the society there will be able to change. Or in this ox rescue parable, so Lumbini is like the ox that is rendered this muddy pull. We need the team to pull from the front and push from the back. It has to be a very concerted effort, synchronized. Otherwise, we might injure the buffalo, or we might got injured ourselves. Afterwards, the cow can stand on its We are very happy that finally the buffalo can stand on its own. So now let's see some story of change. This is the story of the lady called Sharada. She is the mom of the milk bottle boy that Shangren often mentions. So Sharada is physically blind, but she's not blind at heart. When she touched the prayer beads on volunteers' wrists, and knowing one of the beads has Shangren's portrait, she paid homage to Shangren by placing her forehead against the Shangren's bead. And from here, we can see her sincerity and kindness within her. Her husband has some mental condition. Since this family have difficulty supporting themselves, we provide food assistance. We understood that the whole family is illiterate. They can't do maths. When we talk about her thoughts regarding the future, she said, "I have a wish. My daughter is the only healthy member in this family. I hope she can attend the school and have a bright future. Then she can help improve our family." So there is actually a school nearby the house, but the idea of sending a child to school is too far-fetched for this poor family because they can't afford to pay the monthly expenses of 140 Taiwan dollar. That is about less than $5. So we decided to provide a holistic assistance for the family. We decided to help with the school's fees. So the volunteers accompany the school in taking the first step of her schooling journey. With our sister holding the girl's hand, step by step, the girl walked towards her future. And our sister had to ask the headmaster to take good care of the little girl because she entered school later than our children. She might have some challenges catching up with the class, and we worry she would drop out from the school. The dropout rate in the school dropout rate in Lumbini is very high. So we have to make sure this girl don't drop out from school. After 1 month attending the school, Aniska, the girl's name, right? Aniska is now able to take care of herself, like brushing her teeth. And just recently on 15th October, she was able to accurately read out the 26 English alphabets to our volunteer. Her younger brother, Aman, the milk bottle boy, has some nerve issue. He suffers from epilepsy. So we bring him to see doctor. After a few months of care, his condition is improving. Now he can sleep soundly on his bed, and her mother no longer put him on the floors to crawl around, so he's no longer dirty looking like before. And Sharada's husband now look like a completely different person. He's much neater now. Even the entrance path in front of their house has changed. So before, water used to pull up during the rainy season, and it wasn't so convenient for our volunteers to go in to visit them. So Sharada's husband paved the path. He said it is for our convenience, but I think it actually also benefits the family as it is now easier for them to walk during the rainy season. So this is some influence that we have never thought about. We help them and they pave the path for us, but it actually also benefits us and improve their own environment. And here is another story about 3 siblings. Their parents having some disability, and so they obtain their food by begging. They live in such a shabby house that cannot shelter the rain properly. So there is a big gap between the wall and the roof, and we can see the wall is in rather poor condition. During the rainy season, water can leak through the many cracks of the wall. So we worry that the wall will crumble soon. So we built the first prefabricated house in Lumbini for this family. It was completed within 7 days. Although it is not as good as permanent house, it is nevertheless better than the previous house and can stand a few years of weathering. The family no longer has to deal with roof leaks during the rain, and they can keep themselves from the winter cold. They can stay here for a few years till when our Great Love Village are ready for them to move in. Hence, we had a housewarming celebration on 13th of October, a very special day in Tzu Chi. And we sing with them the song We Are One Family. And because it was 13 October 1013, when we read in Chinese, 1013, it sounds like one kind deed from each person. So we share with them about our bamboo bank story, rice bank story. We encourage them to make kind thoughts, do good deeds, or if they are really very poor, giving rice to kind thought every day would help also. So we hope this will bring them spiritual wealth. The two elder sisters of these siblings also have education need. They are already past the school entry age, yet they have never gone to school yet because they can't afford to pay the school expenses. They aren't able to buy books and stationery. From our past few months of experience and research, we have identified that working with the Community Learning Center to promote preschool education is a very good way to help improve the education in the community. It doesn't only accept the very young kids, it also accepts those overage students that start their learning late. This program helps them build their learning foundation, and when they are ready, the students can enter the mainstream school and catch up with the lessons. So currently we are working with 3 community learning centers in the municipality to run the preschool programs for students from needy families. And one of the 3 centers is nearby the village of the 3 siblings. We are constructing a prefabricated classroom for the center. So when the 2 sisters heard that they can attend the class very soon, they're so happy and they can't wait to start learning in the classroom. And we also look forward to seeing their growth very, very soon. So we not only hope that they learn the academic aspect, we also hope that they can learn the humanistic aspect. Just like in this picture taken from the Madhubani CLC preschool program, we are joyful to see that the teacher teaching students to express gratitude before their meal. And we also see Madhubani CLC student learning simple meditation to focus their mind before studying. Remember this picture on the right? The children that imitate meditation to beg from tourists. So these 2 pictures are a big contrast. We believe we can bring about this kind of changes to the Buddha's homeland through education. Some more updates about what we have done in Lumbini. In Tenuhawa Community School, one of the largest schools in this municipality, the classroom is quite crowded. All the classrooms have no fans and ventilation is not good. During summer, we see the students drenched in sweat, and we can imagine it is going to be very difficult for them to concentrate in class in such condition. So Tzu Chi assisted to install fans. And with this better ventilation, we hope they can study better. We also donated 2 school buses to Karuna Girls' School so that the girls can, from remote village can attend this nice school for their better future. And the schools, the students are very, very grateful for Tzu Chi's help. So what I've reported just now are only some of the things that we can do in short term. Currently, our frontline team are doing a more detailed survey of the village population, infrastructure, livelihood, social structure, etc., so that we can do a long-term planning. Master Shangren actually looks forward to building Great Love Village or Model Village, schools and hospitals as well. More importantly is to bring back the spirit of Bodhisattva to the Buddha's homeland. So we hope the people of Buddha homeland can return to the compassion and wisdom of Buddha. So there's still a lot of work, a long way to go, and it isn't easy for our frontline team to stay in Lumbini where most of the resources are lacking. So they have to bear washing or even bathing with the not so clean water there. Yeah, the water is quite dirty according to them. So some of them, they don't dare to turn on the light to bath because they don't want to see the water. Yeah, they don't want to see the dirty water. So But for this Buddha homeland, they have to for master mission, they have to bear with all this kind of condition, and they will do their best to make the mission accomplished. Yeah, and for us who are very fortunate to sit comfortably at home, listening to each other's sharing, listening to masters teaching, maybe we are not able to immediately go to Buddha's homeland to help, but what Shangren hope is that in seeing the poor condition of the villagers, we should realize how blessed we are, and we should cherish our own blessings and create more blessings. We can do so by inspiring others to give. We can inspire the love within everyone, but it's not only about soliciting donation. We hope to inspire everyone to return to the pure Buddha nature within us. Only then can the kindness be sustainable. As said by Master, Lumbini is in our heart. Our heart is the birthplace of the Buddha. Only when everyone's inner Buddha is awakened, can the kindness and Dharma last long and be passed from one generation to the next. Otherwise, the Dharma and even our good environment might slowly be reduced to a very poor state, as we can see in the Buddha's homeland, where the Dharma is almost lost completely. So let's keep practicing the Dharma diligently on the Bodhisattva path. Lastly, I would like to use this nice photo of Lumbini to end my sharing and wish you all have a nice weekend and a nice start of the week ahead. Cảm ơn very much. Yeah, so over to Sister Su Ching.
And Brother Ssu-Kuan for the most awesome sharing. I'm sure all of us wish to hear more from Brother. Okay, very grateful. We will hope to invite Brother again in the near future to keep us posted on the development of Tzu Chi's involvement in Lumbini. Hope to hear, trust that there will be more stories of transformation. Okay, Brother. Okay, now we pass to Sister Stephanie for the next session. Sister, Ka'an.
Ka'an, Sister Su Ching. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Truly Ka'an to Brother Jing-Kuan. It's good to see Brother Jing-Kuan again. And to also listen to today's sharing. I think it's very touching because Master's way of seeing things is always very in-depth, yeah? And she see beyond the form of on appearances. So today, I think the take-home for me, suddenly it wakes me up to the fact that Lumbini is actually in our hearts. Yeah, we must always take this Buddha's birthplace within our heart, because only then can we get closer and closer to the Buddha's teachings and also Buddha's heart and Master's mission. Okay, so brothers and sisters, a very good morning to everybody. Once again, it is our Q&A session with Brother David Liu. But today, Brother David would like to invite all of us for interaction session. So we are very happy to have Brother David Liu. Brother David, good morning. Brother David.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning. Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very clearly.
Okay, good.
We're looking forward to hear from you.
Okay.
Give us an update.
Yeah, 1 month already. 1 month already. More than 1 month. Right. So, a very good morning to everybody. Just now.
Good morning.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, I just heard the pure practitioner, Brother Ssu-Kuan. He was just certified as a pure practitioner in the 2 weeks ago. Congratulations. Okay. He is from Singapore. He's from Singapore. Yeah. When I was the CEO of Singapore branch, yeah, he is the volunteer. Okay. Now he become a pure practitioner. The Dharma power will be stronger. Everybody same thing. If every day we hard studying Buddha Dharma, we will strengthen our Buddha Dharma, overcome, to break through so many bottleneck and difficulties. Okay. Every morning is very important for us, especially for me to say. For my 30 years volunteer, very few, I lost the early morning time, very few. Because, you know, from 30 years ago until now, I already published 8 books, especially these 2.5 years during the pandemic. I start my live broadcasting. Until now, already more than 130 episodes. If I need to have a good content for everybody, I need to be very mindful. Yeah, so I have to do so many preparation, including every morning I have to sit in front of my laptop. Okay, not only I still have to get so many inspiration from my live broadcast, which the contents need so many my inspiration. So in the morning, it will give me very strong inspiration, which I cannot get on daytime. So normally the morning class for me, more than I stay in a boat, because you know the 近似成语 in a boat is from 5:20 to 6, sometimes delayed to 6 past 5, around 6:10 or 6, no more than 6:10 minutes. But normally if I do my own morning class, almost more than 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours every day. Very important, because there is a saying, 一日之计在于晨 I don't know how to translate to English. The best timing in one day is early morning. Right? As long as you understand what I'm saying. The best timing for studying Buddhism, or the best timing you want to get inspiration, is at the early morning, from 4 to 7 or 4 to 8. If you can wake up earlier, normally we wake up about 4:30. Okay, and I do my homework until maybe 7:30 or 8. So all of us, we have to cherish this sharing section at early morning. As long as you can sacrifice some sleeping time and get involved in this studying class, then you will grow up very fast. One thing very important, you have to keep consistent. Cannot stop. Must continue always. Just now, the brother Ssu-Kuan, he shared about the Nepal Ssu missions during these few months. Volunteer from Singapore or Malaysia, they are taking turns, right? They take turns to go to Nepal in Lumbini 怎么讲啊？
Lumbini.
Lumbini 哈，中文叫做蓝皮尼啦，不是蓝比尼。 in Chinese, so many people say the wrong pronunciation. It's not Lan Pi Ni, it's Lan Pi Ni. Pi fu the pi Lan Pi Ni This is a small town, you know, but very poor since 2,500 years ago. Although there are so many difficulties, because from 2,500 years ago, they have been very poor until now, right? The government also cannot give them very comfortable life, still very poor. So now we go there, we want to suddenly change their livelihood or their living quality. It's not easy, you know. So it keep very long time to do it. But because he's very poor, they are very poor. So we have so many things can do. That means we call it helping poor. Helping poor is very, very easy to do. As long as you give them the living material, you build the hospital, you build the medical center, you build the living center for them. This we call the hardware, 硬体. Hardware is easier than software. This is the reality we have to face, you know, if you want to get back to Buddha's hometown in Lumbini. Because until now, the population in Nepal is more than 30 million, population. 86 of the population are Hinduism. Hinduism, only 7.8% is Buddhism. So we can realize 2,500 years ago, in Buddha's era, the Buddhism for Nepal to say 是外来宗教了 ，it's not the 怎么讲？外来宗教
heretic practices heretic practices.
The original religion is Hinduism. Okay, the Buddhists only occupy about 7.8%. So we can see all the Buddha's disciples are 婆罗门教的
Brahman.
Okay, 婆罗门教嘛，对不对 ？Including the 舍利佛、文殊师利菩萨、目犍连 all the Buddha's disciples are 婆罗门教。So you want to transform the people to believe the Buddhism, or it's not easy. It's not very easy. Until now, 86% of the population are Hinduism, okay, which is very big difference from Buddhism. And this 7.8 of the Buddhists, how many of them 是属于菩萨道的呢？ Bodhisattva pace? No, they are only cultivating themselves. Small vehicle, right? So in terms of this circumstance, you want to change the culture in Nepal. Not easy, because this existing problem already 2,500 years. But for helping poor, still have many opportunity to do it. That's why we are our Malaysia and Singapore team there. You know, so many things to do, right? Because you want to improve their living quality, there are so many things to do. But eventually, you want to change their culture, 文化跟什么 and education background. It's not very easy. Why not easy? Because the essence of the Hinduism quite different from Buddhism. What's difference? because they have caste system. You understand? They have caste system. This means the human is not equal. So in Nepal and in India, the people are divided by five different stages. Okay. Normally we say four now. The caste is four, right? Besides these four castes, there is a lowest caste we call the 贱民啊，贱民，你知道贱民吗？
Untouchable, sir. Untouchable.
啊，就是这最低层的 on the bottom.
Untouchables.
Untouchable person, such as the carry dead body, okay, and clean the road, clean the rotary, the roadside garbage, collecting the garbage, like these people. So this kind of the culture in India, you want to change them, is very difficult. As you know, in different castes, if you want to get married, this is impossible, right? 7 years ago, when I went to Nepal to do the disaster survey, I was in advanced team. Okay. I talked to the government. They told me the Nepalese government already relaxed the law for this caste system. That means the different castes, they can get married. But for the local people to say, this traditional system and culture is following from 2,500 years ago. Nobody dared to destroy it, to change it. So in Nepal, different castes, they want to get married, always opposed by their parents. Although this young generation, maybe they go abroad, they touch the new civilization, they don't have this caste mindset. But if they want to get married, it's still very difficult. So this is the reality we have to know if you want to give back to Buddha's hometown, right? Especially if in Kathmandu, this capital, people are more civilized, people are richer. Maybe you are easy to, they have their own mindset, you know. So you want to change their mindset of culture. It's not easy. Even in Taiwan, not all people are Buddhist. Even in Singapore, Malaysia, so many different religions. Between inter-religions, very hard to transform each other. True or not? Right? In Malaysia also said, you want to transform the Buddhist or Catholic, impossible, because they have their mindset different. So in Nepal, in Nepal, although we are the same Buddhist, but it's different. We all believe in Buddha. But after Buddha passed away, there are so many different Buddhism, different doors, right? 佛教有很多不同的法门嘛 right? Pure Land, Zen, right? And Tsuji Bodhisattva path, and still have others, the different way for cultivation. Same in Nepal. Although we are same Buddhist, but so big difference from their essence. You see, they have caste system. That's why Master said we have to take this opportunity going to Nepal, starting from Buddha's hometown, Lumbini. no more than 20,000 population only. This is our good opportunity to help them, starting from Lumbini. How to change them? Master Ching said, first one, we have to transform the 出家怎么讲？出家怎么讲？出家人呢？
monastic.
Monastic. Okay, we have first one. We have to change the monastic. Not always chanting in the temple. You must go out, go into the crowd. 入人群啊 enter crowd. Do something respect to the society, not only chanting in temple. 7 years ago, I went to Nepal. Very easy to see so many monasteries in the temple chanting. 做法会啊 many. So this is the Master Ching's mindset. First one, we have to transform the monastery. Change them from small vehicle to big vehicle. Small vehicle means you only cultivate yourself. The big vehicle, we gather the crowd, we go to help other people. I help you, you help them, like this way. Okay, and Master Ching also said, although the Nepal is Buddha's hometown, but they have 他们有佛理没有事项的 They have Buddhism, but no 事项怎么讲？有佛理没有事项。
They know principles, but they do not apply, is it?
Okay. They don't do the 怎么讲？没有入世间做事的。
Oh,
They
they
don't
do not
do
enter the masses to apply. Yeah, they do not enter the masses.
To do the 什么人间事啊？这个我不会讲。
They do not enter the masses to apply the teachings.
They don't enter the masses to serve the people, to help
serve
the
the
people. Yeah, to benefit the people.
Mm.
They don't have this, but they have very deep Buddhism. They know so much Buddhism
Knowledge.
Yeah, but they don't transform. They don't take the theory into practicality. They don't take the Buddha Dharma
Principle
into daily life.
This
is a very big difference. So this is a master's wishes. Master look forward to educating the people in Nepal. Change small ego to big ego. Change their mindset. The real Buddhism is not only cultivating yourself. You also have to transform other people. 自度度他啦，有没有？自度度他啦。Not only
transform self and others.
Yeah, not only enlighten yourself, you also need to enlighten other people. 只有自度度他才是真度。In Buddhism,
It's
we
the
call
true transformation.
Yeah, true transformation. Not only transform yourself, transform other people. If you only transform yourself, you only cultivate yourself. 这个叫做 self cultivation, right? 叫做自度。Self cultivation is not real cultivation. 自度非度啦。Self cultivation is not real cultivation. The real cultivation is not only cultivate yourself, but also cultivate other people. This we call the real cultivation. 自度度他才是真度。Okay, 那自度 self cultivation. Self cultivation means you cultivate yourself, right? At home or in the temple, just chanting, right? That's all. But cultivate our other self. 度他 cultivate other self. other people. Means you have to enter masses. You have to go enter the crowd to help the people, to benefit the people. So these have to go parallel, go together. That means we call the inner cultivation and external practice, right? Internal cultivation and external practice. 内修跟外行. So this inner cultivation means you have to cultivate yourself. Of course, you have to stay at home, stay in the temple, okay, to enlighten yourself. This we call, we cannot say the only chanting in the temple is not right. We cannot say so. But they are lack of the other side, external practice. In Ssu Buddhism Ssu school to say, okay, 叫做中门啊，实际中门啊，Ssu school of Buddhism and Jinse Dharma lineage, right? So if only cultivate yourself means you are only doing one side. That means the Ssu school of Buddhism. You are lack of the other side. That means external practice. External practice means enter masses. So this is the reason why Master want to take this opportunity through these Ssu Ching missions, give them correct education of the Buddhism. That's why Master saying the first priority is transform the monastery. Let them know you have to go out. That's why the Master very cherish the affinity with the Master in Lumbini. We call it 这叫怎么开法师 ？Do you know? 卖力法师，卖力法师的。There is a master in Lumbini.
Bante
Yes.
Maitri. Bante Maitri.
我不会讲这个。
Maitri.
Master Maitri. Yeah.
Venerable Maitali. Huh?
She recognized the cultivation of Ssu Ching. She recognized what Ssu Ching had done in Lumbini, which never done by them. Never done by them, you know. So Master cherish this opportunity, want to through Ssu Ching missions, okay, and contact this Master Mary Fa Shi. Okay, hope can through this channel to influence more monastery. If you want to change, you want to transform your country's 国家的命运怎么讲？国家的
The
命运。
destiny of a country. The destiny of a country.
Yeah, okay. If you want to change the destiny of your country, or you want to change your own destiny, change the way of your cultivation, change the way of your concept is very important. This is only one way can improve their livelihood, can increase their living quality. You have to change mindset. You have Buddhist there, you have Buddhism there, but they is only doing half. You are lack of the other half. Everybody have to go, not only cultivate yourself. You have to benefit more people. That's why we always say we have to do the common pool. Like in for example, okay, disaster happened in Indonesia. Okay, this before, I said before, but now they are very strong now because they have very big volunteer team. You know, they can do so many things by themselves. But before 10 years, 20 years ago, when they are just starting, they need support from overseas, especially from Taiwan, right? So sometimes the serious disaster happen, has to instruct from Malaysia, from Singapore, from Taiwan. So many volunteers go there to support them. We help them. They also need the support from overseas. If they want to rescue the disaster, they want to do the relief by themselves. Their power is still very less. I mean, 20 years ago, right? Same as the Nepal. If you want the Nepalese people to improve their own life, this is almost impossible because already 2,500 years they cannot change their life, right? They need the 外援呐、助援呐、怎么讲？助援呐、
assisting conditions.
they need the
Assisting conditions.
affinity. 助援呐、assistant affinity. They need support from other country, other people, from outside, overseas. If you want them to improve by themselves, it is impossible. 2,500 years already, right? If we are not based on the Bodhisattva path, the spirit or the mindset of the Bodhisattva path, then we don't go there, right? You cultivate yourself. We cultivate ourselves. You take care of your things. I take care of my things. No interaction. So we never go to Lumbini. But why we want to take this opportunity? Because based on the spirits of the Bodhisattva path, 度他 benefit other people. Because of this spirit, that's why we go to so many countries which has the disaster happen, right? If we only cultivate ourselves, we can stay in Taiwan. You can stay only in Singapore. You stay in Malaysia. Everybody go to the temple. Just cultivate yourself. Take care of yourself only. This is not the way we want. So this is why this time Master Ching Yen cherished this affinity, historical affinity. We want to improve the people's living quality and the health, to take care of the health, to improve their livelihood through this affinity created by Malaysian volunteer. Now, Master think this is a big event. This is a big affinity. Cannot be done by one country or only one single branch office of Ssu Ching. Immediately, in conjunction with the Singapore team, and together with the headquarters of Taiwan, together, the 集思广益, we integrate all the resources, help them. But you still remember last year, May, COVID-19 pandemic is so serious. In India also same, in India, right? In India, we don't have any one volunteer. We have only one volunteer in India. Shi Yang, rather Shi Yang. He was also the one of our advanced team member. 7 years ago, I went to Nepal to do the survey of the earthquake. He came from India to join our team, Brother Shi Yang. But after that, we have not many contact until the COVID-19 happened. Okay, still good. We still have the communication. We ask them to do something for Tzu Chi to help the people there. That's why not only through him, okay, our headquarters also contact with so many different NGO in India. We don't care about whether this NGO is Buddhist or the Catholic or the Muslim, or the Christian. No, as long as we have consensus, we we have same spirit, okay, we can be partnership to help the Indian people. So how to do it? India is 1 billion people, 1 billion, no, 1.4 billion, 1.4 billion population in India. You know, they were affected by the COVID-19 so serious that our team, even we have team nearby India, okay, maybe from Singapore, from Malaysia, or from Taiwan, also not very far. If you want to go there, not very far, you know, but cannot, because COVID-19, we cannot go abroad. Okay, Malaysia, Singapore team also cannot go there to assist them. Even we want to ship out the medical equipments, not easy. But masters still want to help them because this is different meaning, you know. This is the hometown of Buddha. We must always want to do something for Buddha's hometown. So this is the best time that what the Ssu Ching Foundation can help them. How? So difficult. People cannot go there. The goods cannot import to export to there. Okay. That's why master say, if the situation is very difficult, that means we need to be more mindful. More mindful. How to do? We send the goods by charter flight. I remember around 8 or 10 flights, charter flights, ship all the goods from China, from other country by there. This very costly, you know. Charter flights very costly. But master say, we don't care about the cost now because the life is costless, it's priceless. Life is important. At that time, so many countries, they ship the medical equipment to India. Eventually, the Indian government, they say, accept the medical equipments, such as the oxygen generator, like this one, can be tax exemption. But the protect gown or the mask like this, they say this must pay tax. But master say, before, she always insists, if we want to send the goods, emergency goods to the country, they have just happened, must always insist, must tax-free, tax exemption, because these goods from outside want to help your country, so your country government must give tax-free. Insist. Even we went to North Korea, no, everything prepared. The government say, no, you have to give the goods to our government. We can distribute by ourselves. We must insist we have to go there, distribute the goods to the victims, hand over by them in person. Insist. But India this time must relax. Okay, because the situation is quite emergent. It's quite emergent, quite serious. We don't think about the cost. We don't think about the tax-free. You know, this becomes very small thing. The master say, okay, if the Indian government still insists to get the tax from those the goods for the COVID-19, pay, still pay. So we can see the master's wisdom is extraordinary. Extraordinary. Always keep changing, you know. So you must follow up the master teaching closely. Always thinking according to the real situation. Always keep changing. That's we say the 千变万化。怎么讲啊？千变万化怎么讲？英文啊
？Myriads of changes. 千变万化。
千变万化 always keep changing. Master's
Changing,
mindset. Yeah. Master's mindset always changing. always keep changing. That's why we call this is wondrous Dharma. Because can change, that's we call the wondrous Dharma. If cannot change, we call it's only the method. It's only a method. If can change and get very good effect, we call this a wondrous Dharma, right? That's why Master say, if the situation is quite difficult, that means we need 悲智双运 charity, compassion and wisdom always combine together to do the things. I forgot, 最近也是一样，做什么事情 suddenly I forget already. Regarding the masters changing mindset so fast, and always can become a wondrous Dharma, which is different from the 20 years ago master mindset is different. Same master, but 20 years ago's mindset and now mindset is completely different because the situation is different. This we have to learn from Master Ching. Otherwise, our mindset, our brain become 死板板的啊。英文怎么讲？头脑啊，死板板的。
rigid.
Very rigid. Yes. 对，死板板的 very rigid. Although you have Buddha Dharma, but when you apply this Buddha Dharma, it's very rigid. 没有对症下药啊。Cannot get the good effect because you use the Dharma, you apply Buddha Dharma. It's very too rigid. This we need to learn from Master Ching. But even this mindset or the method changing always, but 万变不离其宗啊. But still based on the Jinsi Dharma lineage. Still in this dumpling head. Dumpling head.
Dumpling handle.
我讲重头嘛，
重头啊，我们讲 handle 那个
handle. Yeah,
对
only one handle.
one
Right?
handle 对
Yeah, can have so many different dumpling, right? By different string, right? Carry the dumpling, but eventually still controlled by one handle, right? This is very important. This is very important. So this is what we want to learn from Master Ching Yen. From the things we do, the mission we do in different countries. True or not? This is what we want to learn. I feel this is very important for all volunteers. Because we always, okay, 10 years ago, Master says so. So we want to comply with this rule, but too rigid, not flexible. It's not flexible. So, 我的心得啊
insight
my insight is two things in Ssu Ching, especially in now different world situation. There are two principles all the volunteers need to learn. Not only volunteer, if you are officer, you still need to go to the office. You still need to go, you need to enter messages. There are two principles very important for us. You can use in your daily life always. Then you can survive. If you cannot keep these two principles, you cannot survive. Because the world changing so fast, situation changes so fast, right? First one, adaptability. Adaptability. 适应性
adaptability.
adaptability 适应性 second one flexibility
Hmm?
flexibility
Oh, flexibility.
flexibility 灵活性第一个是适应性 adaptability 适应性第二个是 flexibility 灵活性 These two factors, these two principles are very important for nowadays if we want to survive. Not only do the volunteerism, but also if you are still working in the office, same thing. Okay, what is the adaptability? 我想看这怎么讲。The human adapt the circumstance. The ability that human want to adapt the circumstance. Okay. This we call
ability to adapt.
Ability to adapt. The
To
human
circumstances.
Yeah, the human. If you want to adapt the circumstance, you must have this the ability, the adaptability. Yeah. 这个是适应性。
对。
灵活性 flexibility. Throughout this adaptability, you must know how to change the way we call it flexibility. When you are adapting the circumstance, you have to face so many different conditions, right? You must have the ability to change yourself because you cannot change the circumstance. You only can change yourself. You cannot change the scenario. Yeah, you only can change your mindset. Keep changing, like master, keep changing, right? We call flexibility. 有没有道理？
对 True.
I myself also need to change. We need to learn. Always keep these two principles in my volunteerism, in my daily life also. If you want to face so many things to do, you have to face so many people to interact.
对
You must have these two principles, especially the 后疫情时代 after pandemic.
Post pandemic.
Post pandemic, right? So now the situation, the way we want to survive, the happy we want to work, the mindset we want to work for everything, completely changed now.
Yeah.
Right? 2.5 years ago, we cannot be so often to use the online, right? To keep sharing and so popular everywhere, right? 2.5 years ago, and now it's completely different. So now this online sharing, it's become a very natural thing. Very common. Everybody do like this, right? So we have to adapt. We have to be very flexible. Like master, change very often. Different time, different country, different disaster, use different way to do it. This we call wondrous Dharma. 妙法. But I feel most of the volunteers, because they always have one thinking, better don't change. If I change and something happen, become my fault, right? Everybody have this psychology, right? Better don't change. Keep conservative. No change. And they want to be flexible. No flexibility. This is the rule. This is the principle. Cannot change. Because no change for me is self-protection. If no change for me is self-protection, because I don't change. I use the way before we use, right? But he doesn't care. Now it's a different situation. He doesn't care because better don't change. If change and something happen, become my fault. Why you change? Right? Majority of the volunteers have this kind of mindset nowadays. This is the problem. You use the way that 20 years ago you use. But the people 20 years ago and now is completely different. The situation 20 years ago and now is different. So you have to use different way to do the 什么那个图示啊，怎么讲？
图示啊 different ways to
ordinary affairs.
Sister Hu Ying, you help me out a bit here.
图示就是人
毒誓是什么？
俗啦，俗家的俗事的，就是人间事的。
哦，俗事啊，worldly matters，worldly matters。
Oh, worldly matters. Okay, 感恩哦，Sister Hu Ying.
烦恼的烦恼 worry 啊 ，worry matter
worldly word matters.
就是我们平常在做的事情就是俗事嘛。
嗯。
You must have this 俗事，你才能够显真理呀、真理吧。The real 什么？真理怎么讲
The true principles are manifest through the worldly matters.
Yeah. If you want to explain the truth, you must use
worldly
story.
matters.
You must use the human story, right?
对
You use the human story, right, to explain
to point out the principle.
Buddha Dharma, to verify the
To
Buddha
point
Dharma.
out, verify.
Yeah. 就是这个道理。
对。
所以那上人就是这样子嘛。Master Ching like this.
对。
So we sit beside her. We see how Master deal with these problems. How she do Ssu Ching mission, put Ssu Ching missions in Nepal, Lumbini. How she use the different way to give the to assist the Indian people during this pandemic. How to use the way, how the mindset. Take, no problem. Hey, before she insists no pay because this is the disaster material. No, cannot pay tax. The master said, okay, pay. Now it's different situation. Pay. Before, if one country disaster happened, if there is no any affinity, we don't want to do it. Like now, Nepal, we have to solve so many problems because you want to do so many missions there, right? You need to send the money there, right? You have to TT the money there, right? How to TT? You know how we do it now? Because now small money because we haven't built the houses there, right? We only do the material relief, everything, right? Every volunteer, but I cannot say here, because so many people on the line. We have to carry US dollar in the pocket. Otherwise, how you bring money there? How you bring money? You cannot send the money there, You have to register first, then you send the money to our account in Nepal. But we haven't registered it, right? You cannot send the money. You cannot TT the money. Only the volunteer, every volunteer go there. Okay, I take how much in my pocket. This is not the long term to do it. Although this is very difficult, masters still want to do it. Just now I say before any country disaster happen, if no any branch office there, no any volunteer there, no any a person who can be a coordinator there, master maybe give up. Because 佛法讲因缘嘛，对不对？ The Buddhism, the principle of Buddhism is affinity. Two things. The first principle is everything according to affinity. Second one, everything must go step by step. These two principles of Buddhism. 一个是谁？一个叫做什么？一个叫做讲因缘呐、讲因缘 affinity， 重次第 emphasize on step by step, gradually, not by suddenly. This is the principle, the Buddhism principle. So before, no affinity in this disaster area, just like India, okay? Not easy, you know. We have only 1 Ssu Ching people there. In India, there are 28 provinces. There are 1.4 billion of people suffering in COVID-19. How to help them? Impossible. But master want to do it. As long as you want to do it, you have to use your wisdom. For us, we don't have this wisdom. We don't know how to do it because according to the mindset, 20 years of master. No affinity. Okay, don't do it. But master want to do it. This is very historical affinity. It's Buddha's hometown. I want to take this opportunity to help the Buddha's hometown. So I want to do it. Although it is very difficult, I have to use my mind to get wondrous Dharma. That's why we still do it. We still succeed. Through so many partnerships, we have 26 provinces in India. 28 provinces in India. We have the medical equipments for 26 provinces of the people in India. See, this is what we want to do, what we want to learn from Master Ching. This is the purpose we join Ssu Ching, not only doing the good deeds. We want to learn. This is wisdom, priceless. This is very precious, and this we want to learn. You help the poor people. Of course, you can get married. Everybody knows, right? You help the people. You benefit the people. You can get married. 福报. You can get the blessings. You can get the fortunes. This of course. You don't need to say, I'm doing for this. You don't say so. If you say so, you don't have merit. You want to ask something in return, then nothing can return. You don't ask something in return, then something will return to you. Merit is like this. Okay? We don't talk about the merit. But the wisdom, you must say, I have this anticipation, want to get the wisdom from Master Ching. So that's Ssu Ching. Join Ssu Ching. Everybody know we don't ask any return. But only one thing we need to ask return. And this is the purpose we join Ssu Ching. That is the wisdom. And this also the expectation of Master Ching for all the volunteers. You join Ssu Ching, because you do so many activities. You join so many activities. So you learn so many intelligent. You learn so many experience. You become very capable. Master says, this I don't care. This, of course, you join Ssu Ching to do so many things. You will increase so many experience, capability, and intelligence. Of course, but I don't care about this. What I care is whether you increase your wisdom. This one thing Master very concerned about. Okay, 7:59 already. Time is
Yes.
up.
感恩 so much 啊 Brother David， 今天我们真的是收获满满。From
Okay.
Brother Ssu-Kuan just now, yeah, on to you now. Truly
yeah.
it's been wondrous Dharma, wondrous Dharma.
Okay.
And 这
Thank
个
you for
affinity and gradually 这两个 principle of affinity and gradually is really very true. Only
It's
when we
must-
have the affinity, yeah.
Always bear in mind for these two principles. 讲因缘重次第 讲英文就是说 affinity and 次第怎么讲呢？顺序sequential.
对
Okay, this is very clear now. Two principles.
嗯
Affinity for Buddhism to say, two principles are very important. Always bear in our mind. First one, affinity. Second one, sequence.
嗯
Cannot be upside down. Must be step by step. Then you can fulfill so many missions.
其实our wisdom also grow in sequence gradually.
Yes, that's what we call 日积月累啦. Accumulate.
Accumulation.
Yeah, that's why I say 怎么讲 Buddha Dharma cannot be applied. Buddha Dharma cannot be applied in 1,000 days, but must prepare every day. 佛法可以千日不用的 Buddha Dharma may not be used in 1,000 days. 要讲 may not 对不对 Buddha Dharma may not be used in 1,000 days, but must practice every day. Keep consistent, non-stop. Then you will feel you grow up already.
I can't help but feel that today's session really bring us closer, not just if we see that actually Master's mind is bringing us closer to Buddha heart and Master's heart, in fact. 今天的 session.
This is what we want to learn, Doing charity is easier. You give money, give material, everybody can do it. But you want to use them, you want to use wisdom to help the people. You want to use wisdom to give to do the relief operations. This is not easy because there are so many charitable organizations in the world. In the world, there are only one Master Ching Yen. This is the problem. This is the difference. So many charitable organizations, they can do charitable works, but ours is different because we have one master. We have a very good master with big enlightenment and big wisdom. This we want to learn from her.
Correct. I see Brother Robert has switched on his video. Brother Robert want to say something?
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to our Buddha David.
I see your Buddha face. I see your Buddha face.
All of us, eventually we will become one. But I think, so glad to have Brother David to, awaken us, with his great wisdom. Yeah, we always benefit so much from his, experience and his wealth of experience. His tons and tons of wisdom that you have accumulated because you are so close with Master. Following Master so close. I think we are chasing you. We are chasing very, very fast. We are chasing. We are running.
See the difference.
So much.
Robert Chong is very diligent now.
Thank you.
Very diligent. Yeah, very good thing. Okay.
好了，这样子 It's 8:05. I think it's time to close our session today. We want to say very much to Brother David, Brother Ssu-Kuan for all the heartfelt and wisdom sharing. Okay, thank you, brothers and sisters, for your presence today. Hope that we can all sustain the Dharma joy and take in another piece of Hualien love, Master's love to our life. So may we all maybe take a group photo first, right, Sister Su Ching? Okay, we take a group photo first.
David, very inspiring. In a way, Brother David directly answered the few questions that the volunteer folks through today's sharing.
True. So I think it's basically about our mind becoming flexible and adaptable, right? It's very important. And Brother David, we are not afraid, okay, to change. 我们很有勇气的。
Okay, go.
Let's everybody switch on the video. Okay, we want to take Sister Y Y，你 help take video take photo 是吗 ？Sister Y Y，
Yeah, Sister Stephanie.
好的，
1, 2, 3啊。
嗨，Brother David，我们不会怕的，
精进勇猛。
对，
精勇猛
我们不会怕被怪的，OK。
，Go go go，ole ole
Go
ole
go go！
ole ole。
好的，好的，好的，感恩，
OK，
祝福大家。好
bye.
，So let us now invite Brother David to lead us to make 3 vows to Buddha and Master before we depart to apply Master's teachings in our daily life. 感恩。Put our palms together. First bow. Second bow. And third bow. Okay, and bow to all the abode masters. Okay, 感恩 so much, brothers and sisters. Go forth and do, into all directions to practice today. 感恩，祝福大家福慧双修。感恩，
Wonderful hosting， 感恩。
感恩，感恩，好，感恩哦，拜拜。